your series that you've been in. But I'm going to go a little bit off from the other stuff. What was it like doing the guest appearance on Big Bang Theory, where you being the nurse, being that humor element that you haven't really has been widely exposed to in your shows. You have humor elements in all those movies and all those shows and everything. Just being a complete comedy, what was that experience like?
It was intimidating at first. It was intimidating. We were shooting Terminator on the same lot as Big Bang Theory, and when they asked me to come be a guest, Josh Friedman, I was just talking about, the creator of Terminator, actually walked me over there. I felt like, a kid on the first day of school. And they have a table read where they get the new script and they read it and, I guess, feel out the jokes and see how it's working. And I was very intimidated because it's very different the way they shoot comedy versus drama. And I remember sitting in the dressing room looking in the mirror and saying, Summer, just don't laugh, don't embarrass yourself. And of course I did. Of course I ruined a bunch of takes laughing, but the guys were very forgiving, very gracious, and gosh, what an honor to get to be on that show for a day. They do a lot of reruns. I still get to see it all the time on TV. So it was an honor. And I loved it.
What was it like to play yourself as opposed to another character?
That was challenging because I was supposed to be playing myself, but they wanted me to be funny. And
it seems to
work.
Guys. It seems to work. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
To acting, and what kind of roles in the future do you want to play, like outside of DC Marvel? Any scripts or characters?
Well,
you ever thought about Shakespeare or anything?
Oh yes, that's what I came to LA thinking that that's what I wanted to do.
What kind of stuff do you want?
Where's your British accent? It's funny. I danced all my life, and I was a very serious dancer. That was my identity and what I dreamed about and spent all my time doing. And I didn't really have a backup plan, although there was this little voice inside of me saying, you're going to be an actress. And it's funny that I had that feeling because I wasn't in school because I danced during the day, so I was never part of a school theater or anything. Finally, my mom enrolled me in this one class back home in San Antonio. It was more of a class for speaking in public, trying to get more comfortable with it, kind of like today. I did finish the class. I know you might not believe me, but I practiced really hard. And that was my first taste of what it might be like. And so I had a friend who was a dancer too, who came out to LA and was dancing and told me that I should come try it. And I had some pretty bad injuries in trying to just dance through them. Didn't want anybody else to get my roles, so I just kept on and kept on and kept on. And finally I just couldn't. I had to take a break. So I came out to LA and I danced, but I also started to audition. And as soon as I jumped in and tried it, something just clicked for me. Something worked. Something was right. And I felt different. And I tried to come back to Texas and go back to being a ballet dancer, but it didn't feel right for me anymore. And when you're young and you take those big risks, sometimes you're listening to your heart more than to all the voices in your head. And sometimes that voice is right, and in this case it was. It's been the greatest adventure of my life. Yeah.
Where do you want to go next? Where do you see yourself going in your career next? Where would you like to be?
Well, I'd love to be. I love doing TV. TV has always felt like home for me. I love having a role and just living with it. watching the character change and grow and learn, and I like working with the same crew. You know, when you do a movie, you go on set, you fall in love with everybody that you're working with, and then it's over in 3 months. And with TV, you know, hopefully, if you don't get canceled by Fox. Make beautiful episodes together forever. That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to do TV. It doesn't really matter. As long as it's a good character, I always just look for the character that you connect with. You know, you can be a good actor, or you can be not as good of an actor, but if you find that right role, it's magic, you know. So that's what I look for. I've been able to do a lot of things that I dreamed about doing as an actor, but I love sci-fi because I feel like the roles for women, especially, can be really, really just rich. So I'm looking. Yeah. Thank you.
I think we have time for one more.